Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh, I love my music. It gets me going in the morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Hijinks in the morning. I'm so glad you guys could wake up this morning because I could not. I wanted to sleep, and you have my dog to thank for waking me up this morning very early when I just wanted to hit the snooze pop, snooze. But no, she woke me up. So glad to see you guys. Yay. Who's here? How many we got? We got about 6. I don't know. I think there's probably more. Hey, Jay's here. Look at that. I love you too, Jay. Thanks for being here. Jen, of course, and B. Lynn. Sure, B. You do your thing. Text me later. Well, let's get going and bring you now. Good morning, Mr. Surreal. How are you?
Good morning, everyone. I'm doing great. That's not true. I'm still coughing like an idiot from being in California, but I'm faking my way through it.
You're doing it. You're fine. You're fine. You can fall on your bed after the show and keep resting. Yeah. On your weird sleep schedule you got going.
Yeah. Switching from California time, I was on a friend's show on Tuesday, which started at midnight my time and ran until 2 a.m. So it was a lot of fun, but I'm a mess with the sleep schedule right now.
Yeah, I usually watch, he's referring to Jess Rogie show. She's got a great show, but she's very late at night. And so I did not watch that episode. I'll have to go back and watch. But anyway, so back to normal for a little bit. And I am going to be taking a week off. So we'll just say that here right now. Next week, there will not be a Hijinks show in the morning because I'll be on vacation. Going to go see my dad and my sister.
Very good.
I got my tea this morning because I had a cup of coffee very early this morning. But got your sustenance there so we can hang on.
My life's blood right here in this cup.
So again, Cindy, good to see you. Who else did I miss this morning? Probably need to go wake up some people, tickle their toes. Wake up, everybody. Anyway, this morning I have a smorgasbord of topics. Okay, we're going to go through a bunch of different things, But this morning, I thought we would talk a little bit about something in your wheelhouse, aliens.
What?
Because everybody's talking about aliens right now.
Yeah, it is a hot topic.
Everybody. Yeah, with the whole whistleblower thing. And yep. Ooh. That's probably a real thing. Anyway. And these whole Las Vegas alien thing that's been hitting the news big time. Now, this happened back on May 1st, okay, people? If you don't know, there was supposedly, there's footage of a green ball falling to the earth, and it was even captured on a police camera thing. So,
it's body cam.
Yeah, body cam, thank you. And not just people, all over filmed this thing falling, but, somebody of authority caught it. And it was recorded over and over, people calling about it. And supposedly it fell in near this kid's backyard there in Vegas. And what ensued was him out there at midnight working on his truck. And I'll put him up here. This kid here, I think his name's Damien. Okay, number one, I don't know if he's real or not real, okay? If it's all a gimmick. But to me, it seems like something's happening, and I don't think his mom or his relatives would be freaking out so much in the background. But he's out there, and he hears something, he sees something behind their equipment that they have, and he sees a big freaking green alien. Two of them? Did he see two?
Yep, there were two.
Claimed to see two.
Around 8 to 10 feet tall, he said.
Yes, and I'm gonna play it. I'm not gonna play the sound, okay, because it's just him, the kid explaining
I'm trying to
what happened. His original video just had the actual video. Okay, so let me see. I wrote down. Okay, that's at 142. He's just explaining exactly what I just explained. So he's going to show footage of when it actually hit they have footage of when this thing hit the ground, and it is a great big boom, and then it's recorded all over on everybody's Ring phones, the Ring cameras in the front and all kinds of stuff like that. So there's lots of documentation that something happened. And he just what does Jen say? The camera on the pole, but landlord is the only one who can see can access it. So where is that? That is one of my questions. Was it even working? Because we all know everybody's camera systems, half the time that stuff doesn't even work. I even have a camera that doesn't work, because it goes out all the time, and unfortunately where the plug is somewhere I can't get to because it's up in the ceiling. So it's like a major event for us to go reset this camera. So half the time it's not working. So we don't even know if that camera, as of now, I don't know, if they've contacted this landlord to see if there's any more footage of this. What do you think? What do you think? Something really happened, or do you think it's all just?
For sure, the police were out on a separate. This is of course in Las Vegas, Nevada. There was police were on a totally separate thing, and they did capture what appears to be a meteor falling through the sky on their body cam. And shortly afterwards, they get a call into their 911 dispatch with this kid on here saying, "Hey, there's two 9-foot tall, 8-foot tall creatures in our backyard lurking around, and they've got like big eyes and big sparkly eyes, and they're like staring at us and stuff like that, and they're kind of freaking us out. And I think, and they actually use the word I think they're aliens. They're aliens standing in our backyard.
Yeah.
And of course, you hear the police dispatcher. Okay. And which Las Vegas, I'm sure they get a lot of calls that are anomalous for certain.
Yeah.
People seeing things that may or may not be there. So, the police get dispatched. They show up on the scene. They go into their backyard, and they don't see anything. And
right.
Later, this kid, that story goes viral. It explodes.
Right. And here's the footage coming up now. There's footage of all of this, footage of the police arriving, footage of them out there in the backyard with their cameras trying to capture whatever it is on the other side, but you don't see I don't see anything in any of the footage.
Yeah, there's some footage out there where some people are playing the pareidolia potpourri kind of a thing. It's like, I can see a face. Oh, there's a thing here, and it's like the resolution is just not there. We can't. It's not definitive in any way that there's anything back there. But like on the this circle thing right here, this is where I was like, okay, now I'm really having doubts about this entire thing, because that literally looked like you went out there in the dirt with your foot and just kind of like drew a circle in the ground. Oh, because it's not all that big. It's maybe 10, 12 feet wide. But but like when they the police show up at the you saw the earlier where they were all kind of standing in the front yard. Nobody appears to be drunk or under the influence or anything like that. Right. Nobody's like spouting crazy stuff or screaming or going really crazy. So there's part of me that sort of kind of believes, maybe they saw something, maybe they saw the meteor, maybe they saw something. I don't know. But again, it's one of those, they've got a story, not a lot of evidence. I don't, that circle thing in the back, I have a real tough time with that. I've seen pictures of actual stuff that is supposed to be leftover evidence from like a UFO, and it isn't that neat. It literally looks like they went out there with their foot, or even like stood in the middle with like a shovel and just kind of like scraped it on the ground in a circle real fast.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how a UFO would make that mark, because there have been other reports over the years where the little landing pads are on a UFO, and scorch marks in the middle where it takes off, that kind of thing. This is a circle in dirt.
Jen makes a good point that they seem pretty chill about what they saw and stuff. I, however, can hear the mom, and she's freaking out, and she's saying, things that make me believe more. The mom's reaction. So if it's a hoax or whatever, then the brothers and the dad, or is it uncle? I can't remember now, are pulling her leg as well, because I don't believe she's faking some of the stuff in the background that she was saying. Nor do I really believe he would at midnight pull off a hoax, like, try to do that at that time. I don't know.
Right.
I wasn't there. I do know that the cops wouldn't fake it. They wouldn't call.
Oh, no. No, they would.
Because if it's proven to be a hoax and they involved the cops somehow, that's, isn't that like, that's bad. That's making a false report.
Exactly. That's problematic in itself. Knowingly making a fake 911 call and getting police and stuff out there and telling them a tall tale. So it's, there's nothing conclusive to say that yes or no. There is one kind of other thing that a friend of mine, Spooky, over at that one time I was abducted by aliens, was talking a little bit about this yesterday, where he did some investigation. And I guess that one kid that was on the video earlier, yeah.
Uh-oh. Is that from me or you? Are you there? Okay, folks. Is it me who's glitching or is it Enzo?
I don't know. Everything seems okay on my end.
Everything, well, you kind of got like echoey. Enzo, Jen says it's you, but you're back now.
Everything seemed normal on my end. I don't know.
And now you're real fuzzy. Now you look like me when my camera's out of focus.
I know. Maybe something happened on my end.
Because I totally didn't hear what you said about the kid or whatever you were talking.
Oh wow, I am a mess. I don't know. Well, I don't know where
you were just about to tell me something about the kid or something about.
Well, the kid, basically one of the things that was found out about the kid is earlier this year, or maybe late last year, he had launched a NFT that people could buy that had aliens and stuff like that in it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that completely unassociated with this thing at all. So the kid has definitely got, I mean, even like if somebody sees something weird in their backyard and they call the police, they're usually not going to sit there and describe what you would take as a typical alien gray and then top it all off. It's like, it's an alien. There's an alien in my backyard. Because there are tall grays in the mythology that they're not all like 3 or 4 feet tall. There are some that are quite large, but
wow,
it's one of those things where he's aware of aliens. He's a fan of some type, I think. So, did he see the meteor himself and then make up this story, or maybe he saw something and it. He told, because it was him and his brother or a friend or working on a truck in the backyard, and
right,
he was the one that was like, look over there, there's 2 8-foot tall creepy guys, it's aliens. And that's free, because I don't recall the dad saying he actually saw it. He was just going off what the son was saying.
Kids were saying, yeah.
And mom, of course, was freaking out from all of it, from the whole thing. It would be alarming to see an 8-foot anything in your backyard creeping around, I think.
Right.
So my gut feeling is maybe not.
Maybe not.
Is there a potential that he kind of made up this story and kind of get a little attention for himself? Maybe.
Now there's another 2 videos out there that people say are related, and I had played one of them last Sunday on my Sasquatch Secrets Sunday show, but I didn't know it was in relation to this. Okay, and of course that I gotta be on the other one. I gotta be over here. Oops, nope,
Cindy is correct that there have been other reports from other people around that same time frame of a predator like being in the neighborhood, in that general vicinity, where it's
right.
They sort of can see like the ghostly outline, but you can sort of see through it, that kind of thing. So
I'll do this one first. Now, this creature here, which I've number one thought that it was just a person in a suit, okay? And then I thought, well, maybe it's just CGI, but they're trying to hook this into the Las Vegas alien footage as one of the creatures, okay?
I haven't heard that one. I don't know what this is. It looks like it has 3 eyes.
And because I'm like, how did they get such a close-up photo of this? Because this
Right.
wasn't what I showed. This is what I found later. Okay. And this, now I'll show you the one. What I turned off here. Now I'll show you the other one I had that I was showing on my show as a picture I had been showing. This is a one that I was showing on, make that bigger. Oops. Yikes. It is as big as it's going to get. Was a picture of something huddled over there in the grasses, but I didn't know it was a really working video at the time. I was just playing it.
Yeah.
So
that's certainly the same.
Yeah, it's the same
footage
thing
that you just showed. So,
and now that there's another footage of it even closer and stuff, now I'm way suspect that, you know, this is some kind of CGI going on here, but I don't know. Because I didn't know it was related to the UFO crash thing.
Because even if you look at it from the other side of, okay, is this guy a costume? Gotta be honest, it's a pretty good costume if that's the case.
Yeah, the arms are like really crazy. And I keep looking at the fingers to see if they move, because a lot of times you have these costumes with the long arms and the fingers, but they don't move. They're static, you know, they just don't move. You have to have this movement for me to really think. And those fingers aren't moving, or at least I don't see them moving. They're just hanging there. So
and that's a good point. But it's certainly, it would have to be someone that's pretty skinny to get that effect where you can see the ribs sticking out and the hip bones and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which, you know, would it be CGI? It's really good CGI if it is. I'm not sure. Like this particular angle, I'm almost kind of wondering if that first video you showed before this one, it is the same one. It's just reversed and zoomed in a little bit.
Oh, let's see. Okay, let's look at the fence and the tree, and let me go back to the other one. Fence and the tree. Unfortunately, the way I'm sharing the screens, I can't put them right up next to each other. Was this it? Yeah, there we go. Just took it time to load. Well, it is the same fence, and there is a tree, but it's totally different because it's closer to this black thing in the bottom there. So it is a different location. So it's not a reverse. It's not a reverse.
It's similar though, as far as like the location.
It's the same.
You see the fence and all that, the tree.
Yeah,
and the
it's the same place.
So that would mean there's a second video camera out here at such a weird angle filming something, and it just happened to catch this guy.
It looks like it is zoomed in.
Looking at this, I get more of a CGI kind of a feel from looking at this one versus the other one, where it's just kind of squished off in the corner in the dark. But I don't know.
Or it could have been a guy in a suit, and then they took it and they photoshopped it.
Right. You know, can edit on top of that too. So
yeah, edited on top of a regular video.
You know, you're already dealing with like fairly low quality video already, which makes it even easier to doctor up and make it look little. It's very forgiving. You won't get those telltale signs you'll see from half-ass CGI and stuff like that. And either way, I mean, if it's a suit or if it's see, all I can do now is look at his fingers, because that's one of the things you pointed out, and you're right. They have not moved at all.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me look at that again. Oh, wait a minute. Did I see the pinky move? Okay, one more time.
When it goes
there's
from
only
like
3
standing
fingers.
when it goes from standing to crouching, I'm noticing the ribs on the side kind of folding around and moving around that ribs shouldn't be doing.
I don't know. That's weird. The eyes blinking and stuff. That's kind of.
If you're going to if this is already a CGI thing, the eyes thing that's pretty easy. The hair is usually kind of a pain in the ass for CGI type stuff, and to be fair, it is kind of just a mesh across the back and stuff like that. So and it follows the rest of the contour of that body. It's not like it's sticking up when it stands up or anything like that. So I'm even more leaning towards CGI as far as that entire thing now.
So you think it's a suit, and then or you think it's all CGI created? Then?
I'm thinking this one is. I'm leaning more towards CGI than anything else. Maybe it was. It would be one of those things where you'd have to play it over and over, and you're looking at very specific. Okay, is the brush around it moving? Is it's moving around, or is it totally static in front of where it is, like that shrub that's like right in front of it? You know, is it interacting with its environment? You know, are trees and bushes and stuff like that moving as it's moving?
Oh,
you know, the grass.
It's got to be, something's got to go down as it's moving in there.
Right.
You don't
think there'd be something. And it's stirring around there in the grass late at night. You don't see any bugs flying around or anything like that. I just find that.
I don't know. It's pretty interesting.
It's for something for what it is. It's a pretty good CGI. Somebody spent some time taking care of that, or building that, I should say.
Right.
Don't believe it's real though. Not me. But getting back to the kid, I don't want to throw him under the bus or anything like that, because I personally, when it comes to experiencer stories, I really give people a lot of latitude, because actually encountering aliens from another world, it should be super weird. It's gonna be wacky.
Yeah.
You know, it'll there's no reason it would do anything like we would expect it to do. You know, that kind of thing. You know, actual aliens from another world. Or another dimension. That was the other thing. The whistleblower guy, Grush, or however you say his name.
Yeah.
He was pretty adamant that, they're not necessarily from outer space or another planet, interdimensional. That's a stronger possibility. He kind of stopped everything to point that out, which I found kind of curious. It's like, wow, okay.
Well, now it's just giving people more ammunition, I don't know, to do their things that they've been wanting to do. You know, maybe to make a quick buck, or to start their projects that have to do with aliens.
Not to go off wherever it was you were wanting, whatever direction you were wanting to take the show in, but for Dave Grosh, the UFO whistleblower, it's interesting. Okay, sure, he's got all these stories of UFO retrieval teams and hangars full of assorted craft, and there's bodies involved. Okay, cool story, bro. We've heard these stories before with no evidence. It's 2023. We've heard all the stories. It's time to start. You need to up your game a little bit. Just cool story, bro, is not good enough anymore. People are tired of that stuff. And the more it's just cool story, bro stuff, the less people want to believe it, because it's like, we've heard this all before. We've heard, obviously not everybody's heard these stories before, but if you're a nerd like me that listens to all these tales from over the years, actually there was a lot of the stuff that he said was word for word right out of Lou Elizondo's mouth from a couple of years ago. And there's even mix in a little bit of Bob Lazar from back in the 90s,
Right.
his story and things like that. It's all these stories that we've heard before, which means either those same people are telling him those same stories behind the scenes, oh man, this is cool stuff, but nobody has access. And no, I can't prove it to you, or I have no pictures, or I can't say this base in this place had this hangar has whatever, and you can go do a site visit. No, none of that. Just, it's all stories, unfortunately. And until we can progress it past being just stories, it's just cool story, bro, and move on.
Right.
That's where a lot of people that are in on the biz and are tracking it are like, that's it? That's your big story? We've heard this tale before. Come on.
But like you said, a lot haven't heard. The general public who aren't interested in aliens or Bigfoot or any kind of paranormal evidence or anything, they don't care. They're just living their lives and their families and their jobs, and this isn't even, they don't even talk about this stuff, But once it's brought to the government, or eyes are gonna start opening up a little bit more.
I was earlier this week I was watching a normie channel where they talk about like pop culture and entertainment and stuff like that, but they brought up the whistleblower guy, and they talked a little bit about the interview and stuff like that. And I was watching how the people on the panel and even the people in the chat were reacting, and most of them kind of are what I just said. They're like, we've heard this before. Screw this guy. He's full of crap. It's a disinformation op, man, where it's, it's to dissuade us from seeing what's really going on. That kind of stuff always pops up. But they were generally unimpressed as about as much as I was with it. So
I just don't know why they would do. It would all be disinformation. Why, why bother? They just don't have to even do it. Don't have to. It
is the same stories. Well, and that's the thing is, the guy himself could be, he could be real. He could be honest about everything he said about these guys in the intel community that I know and trust came and told me these stories. And when I started talking, basically the only reason this is a thing is that he was still talking to it and his supervisor started giving a lot of crap. Hey, forget that stuff. And they basically started hassling him about it, which you can't do now because he has like that whistleblower stuff. So he filed for whistleblowers. Like, I'm trying to do my job. I'm being prevented from doing my job. I'm getting made fun of. It's, that's injuring to my ability to do my job if people are whispering about me behind my back, which that's what the entire Arrow and all that stuff is supposed to be for, is for people to come forward and tell their stories, so there's not a giggle factor. He's the UFO guy. That kind of stuff. And that's why this kind of became a thing, because he filed for the official whistleblower stuff where now they'll have to investigate it. Well, is he being prevented from doing what he wants to do and stuff like that? But it's not like he tried to go to one of these places where they're storing these UFOs at and wanted to see him. No, he was just talking about it and probably wouldn't show up about it. And it was the first time he'd ever heard it and thought it was amazeballs. And he just kept rattling on. They probably were like, would you give it a rest? But it's, he could have been, and that's the other part of it, is these same weirdos may have just told him this tall tale. None of it's real, but they told it to him so that, the news, it basically exactly what happened, where there's news articles, everybody's talking about it. Government's got, alien ships and got bodies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My question was, because he said his actual statement was that we have, some ships that are intact, some that are we have craft from crashes and from landings landings that's different from crash. It's important to parse the words too for what he was saying. And they asked, well, were there bodies? It's like, well, when a craft lands, it's going to have a pilot. So yeah, there's, bodies involved. It's like, well, wait a minute. You skipped something there. If it was just a regular landing, they were alive. So you just went straight to bodies. Did you shoot them as soon as you saw them come down the gangplank? What's going on? So there's something that could be said there about that. But it's one of those things, unfortunately, that's like, all right, we'll give it a couple more weeks and see how it pans out. If it's the same old, I got a cool story, bro, but no way to prove it, move on to the next thing, and just use that as more evidence of, we know you've told it, you've yepped, and we got nothing to show for it. Show me the ship, show me the hangar full of ships, show me the bodies, show me whatever it is,
and that won't happen. If it really is real, the government's not just going to open the door and say, here it is, that's not going to happen.
And that's where like the conspiracy part of it comes in is, okay, say everything you said was absolutely real. They're not going to show us that stuff.
Yeah.
Why, after all this time, assuming all of this started with, and we'll just pick the most famous one, we'll say Roswell, 1947, that they've been sitting on this since 1947. There's a reason why they've been sitting on it. They don't want us to know that there's weirdo technology that's so advanced we can't even figure it out. And they're able to come and go as they please, and we can't stop them. That's not what you want to hear from your government. You want to hear everything's safe, everything's secure. Keep paying your taxes. Keep doing your job. We're part of
the Galactic Federation for years now.
That's right. Nanu. It's
oh my god.
Were there there's a
did they bring us Velcro? Come on.
That's right. Velcro and Post-it notes is all we figured out from the Roswell crash in 1947.
Oh my goodness.
So it's one of those weird things where it's like, all right, just so you know, you're only at that same status of other whistleblowers we've heard before. It's nothing new for me.
Right.
It's nothing new. It's all the same stories I've heard before, and it was probably told to him by all those same other people. So I kind of feel bad for him a little bit, because if that's the case, if it is all those same people with all those same old stories, the guy kind of got tricked. He kind of got fooled. So it depends. We'll just have to keep an eye on it and see what becomes of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else for me to do.
Yeah. For me, the big thing is why now? Why all of a sudden, since assuming 1947, why all of a sudden now in 2023 are they like, let's tell everybody anyways, even though it's been buried under multiple levels of secrecy and dirty little tricks where they instead of keeping it at a military base or whatever, they contract it out to companies like Raytheon or Boeing or whatever. So it's on their property, it's under their security and all that, which means you can't file a Freedom of Information Act about it.
Oh.
Twinkies.
They gave us Twinkies. Why do you think they last forever? They had to make
Jen,
it.
I'm sorry. Right. The Twinkies are the aliens.
Oh, gross. You're eating. So yeah. I see where it's all at, and but they say they're releasing more and more stuff and videos coming out, and are they just trying to give us a little bit at a time so that we don't all freak out and start shooting these things? And
there's a bunch of different ways, because politically it's a no-win scenario. I feel that's why it's been sat on for so long, because whoever it is that's in office at the time when there's full disclosure, which honestly, I've always said would only come about from a whistleblower with evidence, because they want to keep it under wraps
Right.
forever, because now they're hiding the lie. They're hiding the hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Why have you been hiding this so long? Because the last guy did, all of that, because whoever is running the show at the time, unless that's like one of the things that they ran on, when I get in office, we're going to find out about them aliens, that kind of thing. Anyone else that's part of that cover up is going to look bad. They're probably not going to get reelected. They're going to be the bad guy. They're going to take the fall for all of it, since all the way back to 1947.
Dang.
So there's no political reason why anybody would want to do it.
It just seems I don't know, watered down. They're just, it's like everything's just a little trickle of information and stuff. If I talk in the chat, am I gonna get yelled at again?
Good morning to Jamie in the chat. Hello.
Good morning, Jamie. Jamie from that one time I was abducted by aliens is in the chat, folks. She's fine.
She's a friendly. Hold your fire.
Hold your fire.
Now she's gonna stir it.
She will stir. It's okay. She can stir. I give permission. Anyway, I mean, they always say all these little things, fiber optics. How did we just go from 0 to 100 with fiber optics? And I didn't know how fiber optics works, people. And I did a bad thing.
Oh, you bent the cable, didn't you?
I cut the damn cable because I thought it was a coax at my job. Yep. Thousands of dollars to replace the fiber optics from one end of a store to the other, because I cut it thinking it was. Well, I didn't cut it. One of my agents cut it. We were putting in a new camera, and I thought he knew the difference between a cable.
For anyone who's not familiar out there, fiber optic cable, it's not wires, it's not cable, it's literally a super thin strands of glass that can be used like a cable, and there's no signal loss, there's no signal bleed. You couldn't like put a little sensor thing on the side of the wire and figure out what pulses are going through the wire or anything like that, because it's literally light going through glass. Because it's glass, you can't just take the cable and you can't just take the cable and cut the end off, because when you do, it's not just severing like a piece of glass, it's like almost like safety glass, like your windshield. It's cracking along the entire length of the cable. There's special tool, because you can cut it, but it requires special tools that have like little rotary things that slowly cut into it and all that. Because if you just go up with a pair of cutters and just pick, you pretty much have to throw that entire length of cable away.
Yep. Completely. But
how does it killed by Bigfoot asks, how does it bend if it's glass? Well, that's the other thing about fiber optic cable is you can't really you're not supposed to.
Yeah, you can curve, but you can't dink it, Oops, now I'm losing him again.
Nikki, hello.
Hello, back? There you are. Yeah, you're back.
Hello.
We lost you there.
When
you were kinking your cable. You keep your
wire was what controlled everything. But this is my internet cable, and I'm cutting it for you. But if this was a fiber optic cable, and you literally just did this, it would break because it's too sharp. I mean, you can make
rounded,
large rounded loops like that. That's kind of okay. But if you do sharp stuff like that, you'll even hear it. You'll hear that, and that pretty much however long that thing is, might as well just throw it away.
Yeah, it's just more delicate than a regular coax cable. Okay, that you can cut and put a new end on, and then you get a brand new signal. If you have issues, and done that many times. I've created my own ends to many of my camera work. So yeah, that, you learn. You learn, and
I learned the
nothing
hard
else
way.
to do about that. Yep, you have to run a whole new line from your and where you got to go all the way to the back. You can't just repair a cut. You can't do that. It has to be one line.
Mm-hmm.
But interesting, nonetheless. Something a little more every day seems like we're going to, and it'll be interesting to see if we have more tomfoolery go around with the aliens and whatnot. People being more clever with the CGI, with all this stuff we've got now of trying to create more chaos or try to scare people or what have you, because scares a lot of people.
I was pretty impressed when I was watching, the Normie show where that's not what they normally talk about. And they did bring it up, and how many people are like, yeah, this is all crap. I don't believe any of it. It wasn't like, oh my goodness, the government has told us they're all real. It must be true. No, they were like, nah, that you don't, there's been enough, slippery stuff you've been guilty of in the past. You don't get that blanket, everything's okay anymore. You're going to get questioned about everything. So you've certainly raised some cynics out there, which in the long run's kind of good. But
for sure. Well, let's change the topic completely, shall we? This was something that I had last week, and I didn't show because it was just amazing, but I didn't really have enough time on my shows to show this bear in a neighborhood. He got a hold of a ball, and it just shows him loving this ball, playing with the ball, and it has I should put the audio on this because you can hear his nails every time he goes up that tree. There you go.
oh wow.
Oops, what happened to my sound?
I can hear it. It's not very loud, but I can hear
Okay.
it. Wow.
Just crazy, Huge. Okay, you can stop now. There you go.
What was that?
I don't know. Whatever was gonna play next.
Ghost voices in the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looked like he was having a grand time. That's funny.
He
That's
was, but he just went right up those trees, no problem. So don't think about climbing a tree to get away from a bear. It was fun. More bears coming down.
I've seen videos like that where a guy's in his house filming, just like how that one was. There was a fox in their backyard. Then his dog had left one of his toys out. It was like a chew toy. This fox was having a grand old time. You grabbing it and flipping it up in the air and chasing it around. And then he like pans down, and the dog that owns that toy is like, that's my toy.
Yeah. They're cute. They've seen a lot of wild animals. I've seen deer also playing with balls and stuff in the backyards of people's homes. Yeah, kicking it around. Younger deer, but not really the baby fawns, but a little bit older and playing with that, and raccoons carrying stuff away. And yeah, I guess they like to play too.
It's like, is it littering if I just go and throw a bunch of different sized balls out in the woods just for the animals to play
for them to play with? Well, you're gonna give them to Sasquatch. It's okay.
Yeah. Does Sasquatch play with the ball?
who knows? Nobody's been able to catch it so far. Somebody needs to catch that one on video for sure. This next one is.
I just had the image of someone like, because you've heard, of course, of like the gifting sites and stuff like that, where somebody has one of those paddle balls that they leave out there.
Yeah.
Just the frustration of it, like trying to come up.
Knocked himself in the eye. Oh. We've all knocked ourselves silly with those. I remember still having those damn glass or clacker things. You remember those?
Oh my God.
Up and down. You would knock yourself out when you'd hit yourself with those things. We had the most dangerous games in the 70s.
Oh yeah. I loved jarts. Those were great.
Yeah. The big old long darts with a thing about that big, man.
You're literally hurling this arrow up into the air at other people that are standing by their little circle.
Yep.
Yeah, we weren't. We didn't really think too far ahead back then.
Yeah, we were tough. We were tough kiddos. Stayed out all day until the street lights came on, and then you knew you had to be home. Cool. Okay, this next one is something totally off what we've been talking about, and it's just that there's a new thing going around where people are doing tests, for the big C. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And to make it come out positive so they don't have to go to work, they put a little dash of Starkist, what is it? Sunkist orange drink on the test, and it shows them positive for the C.
And that C is not cancer, by the way, which is what I originally thought you meant when you said it.
Oh, yeah. Is it on? Okay, it is on. I'm not gonna do the audio on this one either, but I'll just run it and you guys can see it in the. Oh, there's nothing there. Can you see it?
No. Oh, okay.
No.
Now I see it. What?
What's happening? Why does it disappear? There it goes. I didn't want to show you boobies. Sorry.
I thought that was the point of the entire thing. I wasn't paying attention until that part.
This part right here where they're testing.
This is much less interesting.
They just put a little bit on, her doing that, and they all come up positive. Can you believe that?
So does that mean?
Well, I'm sure it's just because it's a foreign, thing in the test. It's just a foreign.
Right.
It's just showing.
The test is a chemical reaction. If it picks up this, in your, because this is what a nasal swab test is. The way it's supposed to be done. Shove it in the back of your head. It's a chemical reaction for whatever that is. Right. It's on the end of the Q-tip to see if it's positive or not. There's something that reacts with the test itself that's in, sun-kissed orange drink that causes that to go up.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to go super conspiracy, they're putting it in the drinks.
And at the very end, they're like, we're not drinking that. We're not drinking that, and we're throwing it in the garbage. So, well, there's so many preservatives and stuff that is in everything, it's crazy.
There's more chemistry set than actual orange product in there.
But what are the odds? What are the odds that you drank a Sunkist drink? And have you ever drank and had the fuzzies go up your nose?
Yep.
You know, because you drank too fast or whatever. And then you went and took a test and that thing came out positive.
You know that it's probably happened where it's like, I feel fine. Really, I'm not sick.
I just had who would have said, I just had an orange drink.
Yeah.
The fuzzies went up my nose.
Because chances are pretty good there's other drinks that do the same thing.
That
Have the
do
same
it.
result.
Yeah. My point is that who knows all the false positives that landed
Yeah.
people at home. So
It's so sad that everyone was so tired of sitting at home. I'm sure someone was like, no, I want to go to work just so I'm not sitting in the house anymore. Please don't send me home.
yeah. My husband's that way. He always wants to go sick. And I go, but it's not about you. It's about you getting everybody sick because you go to work. He's a tough guy. He can work through dying, probably.
Right.
But I go, you're going to go and you're going to cough all over all these people, innocent people. He goes, no, they're all tough. They're all like me. And I go, oh my God. They're gonna
if they fall to it, they're too weak to work with me. That kind of gag.
Unfortunately, he has a job that nobody can do. So he's highly specialized job. So there is no replacement. They've been trying to find him a replacement for a year now. And this last gal who walked in one day, she lasted one day and quit.
Oh, so, 1 day.
Mm-hmm. One day of training. She wasn't even no. Seasoned Army retired veteran.
Wow.
One day she walked in, got the tour, and got her duties, and that was it. She declined to come back. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like now, because he's doing two jobs. He's doing his new job and that job, until he can train somebody to take over. So it's crazy. I'm like, I just let him come home and fall asleep. Leave him alone
let him be.
so they can decompress because it's like that. So,
slap
wow,
out of his
that
hand.
was a whole hour. We didn't even go into any of the AP oddities. I had a bunch of Associated Press stuff. We never even got to it, dude. Never.
Associated Press is the Associated Press story fake or real?
Is it fake or real? I don't know. There was a lot. We can look at them. You want to look at them?
We can look at a couple.
Okay, here we go. So this first one is drugs syndicate hide meth in Canadian maple syrup, canola oil bound for down under. So I guess they went and tried to ruin syrup, dude, just to get drugs to Australia from
Breaking
Canada.
Bad, eh?
Look at that. Yep. Crazy.
Wow.
Where see what I mean? I'll click on it and it'll show the whole story. But we've got a little bit there, so
that's fine.
The next
all
one
the way
was
to
Illinois.
They were going from Canada to New Zealand?
Exactly. And I never thought about that. I've always thought about other countries bringing America drugs, but I've never thought about them taking it to other places. So
that's weird. Must have been that special Walter White meth that you can only get in Canada, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Well, they caught him. Yay for that. Illinois man charged after telling police he shot himself in the leg during a dream about a home intruder. Oh.
Wait a minute. He charged after telling police he shot. Wait, what was he charged with? Being stupid? By shooting himself?
Yeah, what was he? Shooting himself? What would he have been
Firearm
charged?
charges. Maybe he was in a no-gun zone or something like that.
Suburban Chicago man is facing firearm charges. Well, he probably wasn't supposed to have a gun. He probably
and
already.
That could be too. He might have had a record or something where he wasn't allowed to have a firearm.
Oh man, I don't know. No more rides to hell on bus 666 in Poland. So the bus to the town of hell on Poland's Baltic coast has long been popular with tourists, but some Christian conservatives have protested the number, signifying the devil on a bus leading to the place that sounds like the word hell in English.
I hear it's paved with good intentions, though.
Oh, some people can't even take a joke. Some people. 28-year-old woman accused of posing as Louisiana high school student. A 28-year-old. Yep. She posed as a 17-year-old student to learn English, has been arrested along with her mother. So the mother was in on it. And this was in Louisiana. So
for what? What were they trying to do?
Just so she could learn English. I guess she's some kind of immigrant there.
Because there's a story, a very similar sounding story out of England right now of a family that took in a group of refugees from Ukraine. And the girl was supposed to be like a high school student, and I guess was like threatening the mom and like stabbing her or just all kinds of crazy stuff, and where the police got involved and all this other stuff. And turns out she was like in her 30s. She was not the teen that she was.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. You hear about that. I've even seen movies about that type of topic.
Yeah.
You know, man. What about next one is British man detained after climbing 72nd floor of Seoul skyscraper.
Well, I guess if they'd fix the elevator, he wouldn't have to go on the outside.
Hey, I'll have you know that nothing's ever broken in Korea. Seoul, Korea.
Oh, really?
Nothing. They are so quick to fix things there. And I don't know. I found it really kind of amazing how fast and how dedicated to work they are.
Wow.
So, I mean, anything in my apartment was not right. I just had to make one phone call, and within hours, I'm telling you, hours, somebody was there to look at it or fix it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You mean it works like it's supposed to? That's great.
Everything worked. There we had heated floors. We had heated wood floors and heated marble. And as you walked into the apartment, it was marble and it was heated. That's how they heat their places, their bigger places, apartment buildings. And it was awesome. You could walk around barefoot in winter because you could just go and you would find a little warm spot on the wood floor, because there would every 2 feet there would be a source of heat.
You're pretty much barefoot when you're inside your house anyway, right? You have to take your shoes off at the door and all that stuff.
Not here. No way. I never walk around barefoot on my tile floor. No, ever. I always have. I have a million slippers.
Well, I mean, you're wearing shoes. You're wearing at least socks.
Yeah, but no, it's too cold. The floor's too cold.
No, I meant in Korea.
Oh, in Korea, you're not allowed to wear shoes indoors. They make it it's a big thing. Even in restaurants, you have to take your shoes off. So. Oh
wow, I never even thought about that.
Mm-hmm. Huh. And my husband hated it because he always has his shoes on. You know how when you get home from work, the first thing you want to do is kick off your shoes? That is not my husband. He does not take his shoes off till he goes to bed.
Oh, wow. Not me. Yeah. I was born and raised in Kentucky. Shoes are an anomaly for me anyway. So, but getting back to our British Peter Parker here. Yeah. There are people that, there are people that's their thing, is they climb the outside of buildings. They're, these, what do they call those little wall things? Little handholds all over, the little climbing walls or whatever they are that you see in gyms and stuff now, where these guys have been doing that for a long time. You know, they
Well,
go to New
it's so
York and climb up on the building.
dangerous. You know
I
what?
know.
They just do this and hope not to die, and it's just that adrenaline rush I'm
Thrill
sure that they're
seekers. Yeah.
getting. But he went to the 72nd floor. The actual building had 123 story. What? No, dispatched to 123 story, 555 meter. Oh, the Latte World Tower. I've been there. It's amazing. And yeah, it's ginormous. So, yep. The Soul Fire Agency. I guess they cracked open one of those windows or what? It doesn't. If I click on it, it might give us details, but I'm not going to.
The chat is trying to attract your attention, by the way.
Oh, Nikki, look at my last comment. See, I'm not on that page. Have to be on another page. So Nikki, check my blocked grass has been trying to chat and it's not showing up. What? Who blocked grass? Who did that? Hold on. You guys now gonna have to wait for me to check right now. But I can't ever remember where to go. Is it on this one? Preferred? Nope. This one? This one? This one? This one? I don't think I'm in the right place.
Jen thinks it was probably during the spam attack. Somebody blocked him by accident or something. That is easy to do because you go to click on somebody and it rolls up right as you click on it. I've almost done that myself in channels that I had arranged to.
I gotta go all the way to my page because it's not letting me do anything from here. One moment, folks. There we go. Now we can do this. Community. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's gonna take me a little bit because I have a lot of people blocked.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, there you are. Sure enough. Okay, I took you out. Anybody else get accidentally put in here? Oh shit! I got about 100 Mr. Bugglers in here right now. I blocked them all, dude. Oh my god, how many did he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I blocked 10 of his accounts. It was horrible. Last Sunday, I just got slammed by this guy. Okay, let me save it. And he should be good to go now.
Is it all like porn ads and crap like that?
No, it wasn't. It just said Mr. Buggles always wins. That's all it said. And it just spammed that over and over and over right back to back. It was horrible because I had a show and it was so distracting. Yeah.
Somebody's
but you guys were great. You
discovered
guys,
the internet for the first time.
I can't believe how many accounts he had though. Because it just was right after another. Yeah, Jen, it was a pro scammer. Okay, he's back.
There he is. Everything's right in the world there.
Yeah. Anyway, where were we? Let's move on. Mount Washington, known for extreme weather, records its snowiest June. New Hampshire. It snowed in New Hampshire this month.
Total of 8.4 inches.
Whoa.
It's got to be, how tall is Mount Washington, New Hampshire?
I don't know. Snow. People had a really bad winter. Supposedly we had a extremely mild winter, but all up in the north there. Crazy.
The Mount Washington elevation, 6,288 feet.
That's not very high. That is not very high. Doesn't seem to me.
But high mountains like that in the Northeast are different from like if they're in the West where it's really dry. Up there, it's really humid. So,
okay, that makes sense.
Even this.
Let's see. Connor.
I heard about this.
Conor McGregor knocks out Heat mascot in bizarre promotion at NBA Finals. So the former UFC champion Conor McGregor knocked out the Miami Heat mascot in mid-game bit that went wrong. Bernie, more specifically, the man who occupies Bernie's costume, briefly sought medical attention Friday night after taking 2 punches from McGregor during the third quarter stoppage of Game 4 of the NBA Finals between the Heat and the Denver Nuggets. Oh my goodness.
I guess the story, as I heard it, was, and I might have this a little wrong, but the gist of it is the mascot, between quarters or whatever comes out and they do a little thing while they're sweeping the floor real fast and, fixing it up between periods. And Conor McGregor, of course, a big UFC guy out there. And I guess according to McGregor, he was only doing like a 70% type punch because you've got this big head thing on it. They both the mascot and McGregor thought, oh yeah, that's plenty of it. If I hit it just enough and he rolls with it. And he was supposed, part of the bit was the mascot would mess with McGregor to the point where he got like whacked him a couple of times, and then they would have to drag off the thing, which all of that goes to plan. But it was like when they took the head off, the guy's all battered and bruised and banged up.
Oh no, poor guy.
Apparently Conor McGregor's like 70% punch that he was throwing at it to make at least make it look real was enough, or at least not enough protection from a foam head to protect you from that.
Wow. Poor guy. Well, the bid probably looked really good though.
Yeah. Got a big laugh out of the crowd.
Oh my gosh. Florida's Dr. Deep resurfaces after a record 100 days living underwater. Oh, he came up? I thought he was going to be under there even longer. So a university professor who spent 100 days living underwater at the Florida Keys Lodge for scuba divers resurfaced Friday and raised his face to the sun for the first time since March 1st.
Wow.
I'm going to click on that one so we can see.
And that's how he's underwater, just like that?
No, he's in a little pod. He's in a pod up underneath there, but not with any decompression stuff, from what I heard.
How deep was it?
Let's see. Broke his previous 73-day record. Undertook medical and marine science research, interacted online with more than 5,500 students during the Project Neptune 100 mission, organized by the Marine Resources Development Foundation. And it says here 30 feet, submerged beneath 30 feet of water.
I want to say, unless you're going to be like in the 60 to 80 foot range is when you have to start worrying about, decompression and stuff like that.
Yeah. Without depressurizing during his stay. What else? Reacher 73. It's never. Why is this in the way?
it's
leave. See, it's won't. It's
look at this. They really don't want you to use their website. If I give them like 2 chances, if I have to do that twice, it's like I'm done. I'm out.
Oh, okay. Guinness World Record was listed him as the record website for 74th day under the last one. So now he's at the 100 mark.
I don't understand why. Is it because he was just by himself all that time? Because
He's by
our
himself.
Navy,
What?
because our
Oh.
Navy guys go out on subs for like 6 months at a time, and they're most of that time they're underwater. I mean,
Which is let me see. To inside pressure about the same as the surface. Technology to keep the inside pressure about the same as the surface. Interior. Yeah. What? So his body and mind to exposure to extreme pressure, isolated environment was designed to benefit ocean researchers. He's just doing daily experiments and measurements. I guess it was enough. Well, I guess you have such pressure in those submarines that, it's not the same as if you're down
there's got to be some kind of difference there that I'm not seeing, that it's a world record.
It doesn't say, but I did hear about that guy. So interesting. Anyway.
Days.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. I get it. Get out. Go. It won't even let me exit this thing. Yep. There it goes.
If I try, that's why I almost never use my phone to look at things like this, because of that, where it takes up the entire space. You can't get out of it. It's just like, I'm going to throw this thing into the ocean. I'm not going to mess with this.
Oh, and it took me all the way to the beginning. Pigs run loose on Metro Highway after semi-truck tips over in Minnesota.
I have been in a cleanup like that, stuck on the highway before, believe it or not.
Really? Oh my goodness.
I don't remember exactly. It was like Ohio or Pennsylvania or something like that. I was driving from like New York to Kentucky. Big traffic jam in the middle of the highway, and it was right at dusk, as the sun was going down, and I could see, like, in the tree line, like between the median and off to the side of the road, where I could see like police and people, like other people with like flashlights, just running all over the place, and I was like, what is going on? And finally they cleared like one lane, so they finally, slowly started. And as I was going past it, it was an overturned truck of pigs, and the pigs got out, and they ran every possible direction, and you got police out and the state troopers running around in the woods trying to catch them all. Yeah, it's a mess.
Wow. Yeah. And although these are domesticated, they're not like the wild hogs, but I'm sure they could survive.
Not yet, because those pigs, if they didn't get found, would eventually change into feral hogs with the tusks and the whole spiel.
Oh, wow. Interesting. One of two giant ducks in Hong Kong's Victoria Harbor deflates. Why is that news? Is it famous? The Hong Kong ducks? Two giant inflatable ducks floating in Hong Kong's Victoria Harbor deflated on Saturday, just a day after they were put up. Okay. I guess it was a touristy thing, I guess. Yeah, because that's different. I want to see them up. Let's see if they have a picture of them. Well, there's the picture of them down.
Are those actual
I want to see. There's no picture. There's no picture of the ducks up.
These guys are the worst.
Yeah, there's no more.
That video there with the guy that hit the ramp or whatever it was.
Oh. What's this? Oh, there they are.
Oh,
okay.
There they are. Wow, those are big ducks.
Those are a couple of big ducks for sure.
Rubber ducky, you're the one.
Oh my God, you would sing that so good. Yeah. What does it say? It's just pop art project. Can you believe it? Two big rubber duckies as art.
Artists are weird. I don't get it.
Oh my God, I don't know. Okay. Mexican diver Diego Belisa opens OnlyFans accounts
Oh,
to pay
no.
for Olympic training.
Oh
Right. Where do
no.
I sign up?
It's sad that he has to do that to get money
It's
to go
for
to
a
the
good
Olympics.
cause, right?
Well, to be fair, I mean, OnlyFans, it doesn't necessarily mean he's nude. It's
Right. Never said that. Never ever said that. Dang. Okay. Let's move on. Women declared dead in Ecuador revives during her wake.
wow.
76-year-old woman who was declared dead at the hospital in Ecuador astonished her relatives by knocking on her coffin during her wake. Sorry. And the incident has prompted a government investigation into the hospital. I've heard of a child being declared dead, and at the funeral, the baby was crying or whatever.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Especially
Yeah.
today. I mean, there's always the old story of like back in the Middle Ages in Europe that it was so bad. People would get sick or whatever. They're like, oh, he's dead. They'd get declared dead. They'd bury him, and they actually had to have like a little string going down from the
Right.
thing up to the thing for a little bell. So if you saw the bell
Yep.
ring, everybody was actually still alive.
Yep. They had the little bell in there. Oh, that's a crazy thing.
How nightmarish would that be if you just wake up and you're stuck in a coffin? You don't know. You can put it together pretty quick. Okay, they thought I was dead. Have they already buried me? I'm underground. Is anyone going to hear me knocking on the side of this thing?
Ugh, that's just creepy.
Am I gonna have to do the Kill Bill thing and punch my way out up to the surface?
Oh my God. It's just that wouldn't happen. You just suffocate. If you opened up that thing and all that dirt would just fall in.
Yeah, you'd just be buried alive at that point.
You'd be buried alive. So this is Indonesia deports Australian surfer who apologized for drunken rampage. So the surfer who apologized for attacking several people while drunk and naked
naked
in a deeply conservative Muslim province.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem
in Indonesia. So
being drunk and naked, attacking people, that's a problem in a conservative Muslim province.
Bye-bye. You can go bye-bye. So young black bear wanders Washington, D.C. neighborhoods, sparking a frenzy before being captured. So
Washington,
this little guy
D.C.
was getting a trash can. Yeah, crazy.
There was a story just last week of black bears encroaching like that in around the Kansas City area. I was kind of surprised.
Huh. What's up with that?
I don't know. Bears
what
are getting
kinds
hungry.
of animals coming down? Well, I know, fires tend to push out animals into different areas and bring them out of the woods, and the outlying smaller towns, neighborhoods will get, bears and cougars and all kinds of animals. But Washington, D.C. seems kind of...
But I mean, it's spring going into summer. There's all fresh growth. There's stuff for them to eat out in their normal environment out in the woods.
Right.
Why are they pushing into the cities? That's weird.
He got lost. He just got lost. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But black bears are kind of, you can kind of clap your hands and they'll go the other way. But
an unusual orca sighting. Tour spots at least 20 killer whales off of San Francisco. I don't think I've ever seen a live orca out in the wild. I went to SeaWorld many times, but
they're pretty smart. They will hunt in packs and develop tactics for, like, because we always think Jaws, the great white shark, that's like the most dangerous things. No, it's orcas, because they will actually play with great white sharks till they kill them and eat them. They will go bananas.
The
There was a story.
horrifying thing I've seen with them is how there is a pod that has grown to learn how to storm the beach to grab sunning seals that are on the beach there, and they just ram themselves right up, and then they hobble themselves right back into the water. It's so scary.
Yeah, they're super smart. There's video you can find online of one of the Sea Worlds or something like that where they have killer whales there, and of course they're feeding them fish and stuff like that on the regular there at the park, but these things are so sneaky. They'll get some of those fish and they won't eat them. They'll just hold them in their mouth, and they'll go up to like the shallow end because there's seagulls and stuff that'll try and get some of those scraps of fish from the feedings and stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll like spit out the fish and then roll back into the water and wait for one of the birds to come and get it and come up and grab the bird.
Yes. That is survival of the fittest. I'm telling you.
Did you see this story? It was just last week or the week before, where it was somewhere in the Pacific, so somewhere West Coast, where they think that this pod of whales was teaching their young how to attack this sailboat and like rip the rudder off of this boat.
What? No.
Yeah. And the thing is they're pretty smart. And if that's something that they're teaching their young, eventually you could have people just like cruising around in their boat and like have the rudder get ripped off or engine or something like that. It's like, what the hell happened? You just see this laughing killer whale in the water. Looking for
I
you.
still have images of watching the movie Orca. Oh my God.
So Bo Derek getting her cast leg ripped off.
Yuck. Surfer, what is this? Surfers at Amazon's mouth ride some of the world's longest lasting waves. Ooh, that water looks nasty.
Yeah, it's everything that's been washed downstream along the length of the entire Amazon River is in that mess.
Ooh.
I don't think I'd be surfing in it.
No, it does. It just looks filthy, full of rocks and everything. Well, I think we're going to end it there.
Yep.
Good place to stop.
Hour and a half. That was pretty good.
Yeah. What I missed in the chat, because when I'm on the other thing to move the link, I can't, I can't see unless I look way over here. So I hope nobody has any questions. Saltwater crocodiles, home waters, those crazy thrill seekers. You're right. It's all that adrenaline rush people have to have. And if they're lucky, somebody gives them insurance. If they're lucky. So what do you got coming up? You got anything? You're going to be on Just Rogie again?
No, that was I've been on there before, but that's like every few months I'll pop on there. But
yeah,
we're good friends. Got to meet her in person out at Contact in the Desert because she lives there in LA. She just drove up on Saturday and hung out with us for a couple days.
She seems like a fun gal.
Oh yeah, she's fun, and that's actually mostly what we talked about was our Contact in the Desert experience, and I talked a little bit about my my meteor crater adventure and strangeness waiting for me in the parking lot there. But it was a lot of fun. But no, nothing for me coming up.
Okay. Well, folks, no show this Sunday. Okay. I'm headed to Arizona. I'm going to go see my dad and my sister. So you may see some lives pop up here and there. I'm going to take after Joe, Bigfoot Atheist. He keeps doing lives out there. So you might see me do some of that. But no schedule so for Sunday or Friday. Okay. Hijinks will also be on hiatus for the week. So you can have a nice sleep in on next Friday. And we'll go from there and start up fresh when we get back for what, 3 weeks, and then I go to Washington.
I was about to say, it's coming up pretty soon.
It's coming up soon. Jen and I and a bunch of other great friends are going to meet up in Mount St. Helens for a 26, 27, 28, 29, 35 days of camping on the side of Mount St. Helens. We're going to have a great time. Jen, I secured us a hotel for the night we get there. And we're good to go. I rented a truck and the hotel for one night till we get out to the campsite. And I think we're good to go. Just need to get out there, and it's gonna be. I just know it's gonna be boom. It's gonna be here, and then before you know it, I'm gonna be back and talking about it, and hopefully, I can have a lot of footage of all the shenanigans that's gonna go on out there. And I know it's gonna be exciting. I'm excited. So I think that is it. Oops, that's the wrong one. Got to do this one. Da, 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 da. Hey, guys, hit that like button before you leave, please. And if you like my content, leave me a little note. Tell me what you want us to talk about. Okay? And you guys have an excellent weekend. And of course, we'll see you in the next chat. Love you guys.